Hi, my name is Grace Goodfellow, and I have the honor of introducing the one and only Ashley Graflund. I've had the pleasure of being locker buddies with Ashley all throughout high school, and I can confidently say that she is a genuinely kind person. Ashley is loved by many, including me, because she's funny, smart, and extremely unique. Not to mention, she's a phenomenal fencer. The class of 2021 would not have the same vitality without her. I know Ashley will have something extremely interesting and insightful to share with you today. So without further delay, I give you Ashley Lynn Graflund.
Hey Ashley, what'd you get for Christmas this year? Ah yes, that annual question. As many of y'all know, I'm Jewish. Surprise! Being Jewish in the Bible Belt has been, to say the least, interesting. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not offended by the Christmas question. In fact, I think it's quite funny. But this question is just the tip of the iceberg. When my parents first enrolled 6-year-old me at St. Mary's, one of the first things I asked my mom was, "Why are you sending a Jewish girl to a Christian school?" What I didn't know then was that the faculty, staff, students, and of course the class of 2021 would be some of the most kind and accepting people I have ever met. However, over my 13 years at St. Mary's, I have had many a religious dilemma placed in front of me. One of the first was whether to sing the hymns or say the prayers in chapel. Over the years, I grew accustomed to just skipping over parts of the hymns that don't pertain to me, and many of the early hymns that were regulars during lower school chapel have a special place in my heart. The first time that I became aware that people viewed me differently because of my religion was in 4th grade. That year, I was invited to a pool party at a country club in Midtown. At some point, I became hungry and went to the poolside grill to order some food. With my Star of David necklace, which usually tucked into my swimsuit was no longer so, I walked up to the counter and was immediately greeted by the employee with, "We don't serve your kind here." My cheeks burned red as I walked away in shame. My mom has always warned me to be careful who I reveal my religion to. Unlike many groups who face discrimination and hate, I can, especially with my non-Jewish last name, usually choose to hide that part of my identity. Whenever I meet a stranger, I'm filled with doubt about whether, if they find out that I'm Jewish, they will still look at me the same, or if instead they'll become hostile, anti-Semitic, or try to convert me. The summer before junior year, I attended a camp in Kentucky. I was the only Jewish camper out of a group of 200. There were, however, a group of chaplains there to further their education and lead some character development classes. Among this group were 2 Orthodox Jews from New Jersey. The other campers started to catch on with my secret when I was the only person who could understand their thick Yiddish accents during the classes. When we arrived back at the barracks, I was questioned about my Jewishness. At first it seemed they were just curious about a religion that was foreign to them. And I'm always happy to have a good discussion about Judaism and to help inform people about my religion and culture. There were some comments, some might say anti-Semitic comments, about it making sense that I'm Jewish because my nose is so big or I have thick, curly brown hair. However, I chose to ignore these comments because I thought they were said out of ignorance. The questions, however, soon took a turn. Instead of asking about Judaism, they started to ask questions about why I don't believe in Jesus. This soon turned into their telling me that I was headed to hell unless converted. This was not the first time I'd heard something like this, nor would it be the last. My usual response to this is to just brush it off, because I find that many of the people who proselytize are well-meaning individuals. They truly believe that if I do not believe in Jesus, that my soul is at risk. and their attempts to convert me are just their way of showing that they care about me. I usually will continue to have discussions with these people instead of walking away, not because I believe what they say is true, but because most of the time there is no other way out of the conversation until either they move on or I stealthily change the subject. Being a Southern Jew isn't all bad, though. For one, there's no better combination than ribs, noodle and of course, lots and lots of pickles. Plus, who can forget the amazing benefit of getting both Christian and Jewish holidays off of school? However, the South has a long way to go in terms of tolerance. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, not only in this region, but nationally and internationally. Until there are no more synagogue shootings, Chabad arsons, or swastikas graffitied on Jewish homes, businesses, and places of worship, there will always be that question in the back of my mind. Is this person okay to share my secret with? Thank you.